You guys saw, but I saw these posters going out there yesterday, and I thought, what's going on? What is going on? And so they were saying that a new dawn, Crusade, East London, on the 11th, on the 4th up until the 11th of May 2020 thingy. And it was Timothy Omotoso. They were stating the dates. It was in the evening. Then there was a night vigil that they were announcing. There was a church service. And the whole nine of jazz, they posted the address and the venue that was supposed to host and everything. And this was all over social media. You could not escape this whole thing. So I thought maybe someone just made that, like someone made that up and posted it. Because nowadays you'll have things like that. But then I saw that there was even statements, I guess, of people that were organizing the whole thing, or what it was. You can see right here and whatnot. As I'm like, okay, so this is a real thing. It's a real thing. There was an event, a crusade event that was being planned for next month for a Omotoso over there. Now, if you don't know, if you're new, you've been under the rock. You've been under the rock because you couldn't smell while the rock was cooking. If you remember those wrestling days. And so, if you've been under the rock, Timothy Omotoso has been behind bars for a couple of years. I think over 8 years almost. Because he's been going through this trial, dismissed it, and it was pretty wild. And she stated that, they didn't prove without a reasonable doubt. But bear in mind, this was something that there was a lot that they could have pulled from this case. These posters actually reminded me of something. I want to play you this small little clip here. Right after he was announced that he was going to be released, this is a clip that was taken by, I think it's Newsroom Africa. I'll leave this video in the description below. I think this video is very poetic in nature. You see here, church members dancing outside, and you see this lady even doing a Kunfu panda there. You see some very Kunfu behavior. You see some very serious Kunfu behavior outside of Omotoso's church. So at this point, I can't take Omotoso's followers very seriously. These are women. Look at this woman. She's playing Kung Fu Panda. And she kept doing that. She didn't do it once. She did it so many times. It's like, what's going on? What Kung Fu behavior is this that I'm seeing on this video? It's like wild stuff. It's wild stuff that's out here. And so I wanted to talk concerning this particular post or posters that have been out there. And the Kung Fu Panda is just a side conversation. And so they said the dawn, a new dawn, like the audacity to have cases like that and come out, it's a new dawn. Wow. And then he's still calling it a crusade. Reverend Timo Omotoso. The bravery of the mandem. And so they had these things, and there was a statement that was released pertaining it. And it was from one particular, I don't know if this lady is involved in the whole thing or she's what. So I'm not going to show a page. I'm just going to show the statement here. She said the statement of the visit of Timothy Omotoso crusade to this particular thing. I think it's a Buffalo City metropolitan municipality theater for the crusade. The metro has stated clear that all bookings made at the municipality venue towards this event have been cancelled, and no single venue will be utilized for this church, and in all three regions and village, whatever you may call it. And they say that to combat gender-based and all, allow a person like Timothy Omotoso to hold a crusade in our city. The municipality is encouraged by the urgent call to recall the court's decision and so forth and whatnot. And it became a whole conversation about that. You know, I find that a lot of times when, like, any person can make a booking, right? Anybody can make a booking. And all they know, all the event or venue needs to know is how many people are coming, what time are you going to slot in, and whatnot. And that could be how the booking ends up happening. Only when the booking is announced, then maybe they know. Or even when the booking is being done, that's where the question really is did they know who was doing the booking? Now, am I saying that Timothy Omotoso shouldn't be brought back into the community or accepted within the only thing that's left for Omotoso is to go out of the country. And they're going to appeal. They want to appeal the whole thing and whatnot. So you might have to stay for that. But I think the country as a whole just does not want Tim here. Like, it just doesn't. And it's not even, being emotional about thinking. No, it's that, like, the whole thing, there was a lot on his case. Okay? It didn't get dismissed because he didn't do it. It got dismissed because the state didn't prove. Okay? It's a different whole thing. It's a different whole ball game. There was also a second statement here where they were stating the municipality, congratulations for the National Democratic Lawyer. This was about an hour ago from the time when I'm recording this. Association with successfully holding and whatnot. And so there's another whole statement concerning thingy and whatnot. So I don't know if these people are the ones that manage the venue. We are humans. We all know everything. So I don't know what's thinking. That's why I was kind of like just keeping them thinking. And so this whole event was supposedly now cancelled. So that's why I'm saying it brought back the Kunfu behavior outside of Timothy Omotoso's church venue there. When she was doing the Kunfu, my question was, what are we celebrating? Like, okay, so you're celebrating, okay, what? That there was a loophole by which he got out of? Like, and yet the very same person will have a grievance that they want to be taken serious on. Right? When we think justice, it shouldn't only pertain to certain things that we think. Like, you see, that very same Kung Fu Panda lady right here. Right? That whole Kung Fu whole thing. Like, with her doing that in celebration to Timothy Omotoso being released, she will personally have grievances in her own personal life that she wants to be taken seriously about. Right? She'll have grievances that she feels like, no, we should all care about. And not that we shouldn't care about those things. Yes, we definitely should care. So now for you, understand, it's not that he didn't do it. It's not that he is innocent. The issue is the state didn't prove that reasonable doubt. Go listen back on that thing and thinking. And so now, when you are Kung Fu pandering, what are you Kung Fu pandering about? This takes me to the event thingy and whatnot. Like I said earlier on, it's very possible for someone to make a booking and they don't know who did the booking. Sometimes it's easy for that to happen. But once they knew, right? So once they knew, a can't tell and whatnot. Now it has put, this just kind of like goes back to the statement that I said that about all like activism and whatnot. A lot of time activism, it's activism as long as it doesn't affect me. A lot of activism, because those very same activists, they have people that they will allow to continue in error. Those same activists, they will have people that they allow to go into error. So when a person is into activism, or when a person is doing their activism work, a lot of time, when personal benefit comes in, does it not hinder? Just asking, you know. That's it's something that a person should ask. Like, if you are activism about something, should it come to a point where it now questions your position concerning something that directly affects you, does it change anything? Because if you're thinking about, like I've seen situations where you see activism being unreasonable, right? You see, like there are people who, just paraphrase, this is not necessarily directly to this particular venue that was accepting the whatever, the event, is that there are people who they'll do something wrong and they it's almost as if they don't know it's wrong until people say it's wrong. Do you get what I mean? Until people say, hey, what are you doing? Then that's when they're like, oh, okay, no, I didn't mean that. Then they align with everybody else. Because the activism isn't based on justice, it's based on, do I have a personal interest or do I not? Does it affect me, does it not? It's a lot of what you tend to think. It reminds me of the show Prophet Suddenly, the last episode where they had, episode 2, where this guy, he's protecting Papa and spiritual father and whatnot. And because the things there do not personally affect him, he's willing to dismiss. And because he personally benefits from that pastor, you know, that's why I'm asking. The Kunfu pandering is it was my first time seeing that, you know. She was really dedicated. Like, she did it like 5 times, bruh. She did it like 5 times. She pandered for like 5 times. She pandered 5 times. For you to pander 5 times, you are dedicated. She's dedicated to the art. The celebration was in high mode. But there will be an area, that same woman, I'm not talking about someone, though, that same individual, she will have a place where she has a grievance that she wants everyone to take her serious on. And so now, should we care when that grievance comes up? Should that grievance come up? Should we care? Yes, we should, ne? We agree. You say, yes, we should. So now, in this case, is it worth the Kunfu pandering? Or should we care that someone's child? Should we care? My issue with activism. Activism is, you know, all this, I stand with Papa. It's very ignorant. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. You follow your pastor, okay, follow your pastor. But stay out of this whole stand with I stand, because you don't know what that person did. Because you too have grievances that you want everyone to care about. You're telling us, no, this injustice, I suffered this injustice. Yeah, I suffered this injustice. Oh, so you want us to care about those ones. But then when this one comes in, you are Kunfu pandering. A lot of activism is very blind in its thing. The same way you could put it with the thingy. But I thought it was worth mentioning here. It's Rick's Reality Show with the daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes down to they'll be down in the pinned comments, and I'm gonna check you out over there. Y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment below. And if you're that lady, or if you're anyone celebrating the release of Team Omotoso, when does it matter? Question. When does it matter? When should we care of the wrong? Only when it applies to you? Or is wrong, vele? Or not because now it doesn't touch you, it's okay, right? You can go Kunfu. When should we care? Think about it. You will then realize, is this good or is this wrong? You will know then.